Hey everyone, it's Kanga here, and today I'm going to be giving you the ultimate guide to fishing in Chapter 2 Season 4 of Fortnite. A lot has changed, and I'm going to be basically giving you everything you need to know in this one hopefully short video. I'll be covering things such as the basics of fishing, the 4 different regions of the map, the 8 different fish types and what they do, 5 variants of each of those 8 fish and what they look like, where to find them, etc. 2 different leaked fish, and then finally I'll be talking about the best place on the map for fishing, just like in general. But yeah, I'll have timestamps for all those specific things up on screen now. Also, right before we get into that, I really appreciate it if you could leave a like on this video and subscribe to the channel. I normally upload challenge guides weekly, and I'm going to start uploading more diverse and original Fortnite content in the near future, so make sure you also turn on notifications for that. Lastly, don't forget to use code Kanga in Fortnite item shop if you'd like to support me as a creator. But with that out of the way, let's jump right into the video. So starting off with the basics, to fish in Fortnite you need one of 3 things: a fishing rod, pro fishing rod, or a harpoon. All 3 of these things can come from floor spawns, chests, and fishing barrels. Up on screen now is a map of all the fishing barrel spawn locations, and the link to that will be in the description below if you'd like to take a closer look for yourself. An important thing to note is that you can upgrade your fishing rod to a pro fishing rod for 100 of each material at any upgrade station on the map. To fish with either of the rods, you'll need to hold down your shoot button, aim the target for water, then release. You then click your shoot button again when you see a bob underwater, make a small splashing sound effect. Fishing and pro fishing rods can be used on either open water spots or dedicated fishing spots. From open water you'll get worse loot such as small fries, mats, ammo, grey weapons, and a very slight chance of a flopper. Whereas with a proper fishing spot you can get things like blue, purple, or gold weapons, as well as all the different types of fish in the game with the exclusion of small fries. Both types of rods have infinite uses. The benefit of the pro rod is that it's needed to catch certain types of fish, which I'll expand upon later. Harpoons on the other hand can only be used on fishing spots and have 10 charges, however you don't need to wait, and you'll instantly be rewarded as soon as you fire at the fishing hole. You can also harpoon in place for 75 damage and pull them towards you, which rods can also do but without the damage. All 3 can be used to pull loot towards you, however this is much easier with harpoons. One cool thing which I added this season is that Dr. Doom's gauntlets, boat missiles, and even crash pads can blow up fishing spots and give you the 3 items you would have gotten if you fished it normally. The only downside to doing this is that you won't get any XP, and it won't count towards challenges related to fishing or go into your fishing notebook, which is something I'll talk about more soon. I also want to mention that with the fishing guidebook, which you can see a completed one on your screen now, the first slot is either for the mythic fish, the Midas fish, or the vendetta fish. The last 2 aren't currently obtainable, and mythic fishes are obviously a 1 in a million chance, so that's what that slot's for if you're wondering. If you don't know how to access the fishing guidebook, it'll be in the top left of your screen when you're opening up the map in game. Lastly, you can actually go fishing in Battle Lab and it will fill up your guidebook, however it won't give you progress towards challenges or give you XP. If you set the Battle Lab to night time and turn the loot to high explosives, you can get the harder to obtain fish faster. Obviously this is because the hardest fish are normally night time, like we have to catch them in the night, and then high explosives means that you won't be getting guns from loot when you're fishing. So instead of getting scars and charges and stuff, you get even more fish. I'd like to very briefly go over the 4 different regions on the map that I'll be mentioning a few times soon, as certain fish can only be found in those areas. I'll show you this map on the screen now, which very beautiful. I actually made it myself. But the areas highlighted in yellow are waters where you'll find coastal fish. The light green on the left side represents the forest area, obviously that's going to be near Weeping Woods. Purple represents the swamp, obviously that's only going to be Slurpy Swamp. And the white areas represent the mountainous areas, that's going to be like around Misty Meadows sort of area. Alrighty, now with the different types of fish, first off we have the flopper. Flopper is a very simple yet useful fish. It's the most common fish with the exception of small fries. It heals you for 50 HP instantly after 1 second of actually eating the fish. For this reason it's very useful and competitive, and players will frequently use floppers to tank damage from the storm and take high ground. The 3 variants currently in the game include the orange flopper, the green flopper, and the blue flopper. All 3 types of floppers can be fished with any rod and found in all areas of the map at all times. There's also the Midas and the vendetta flopper, but I'll talk about those later. The max stack size of floppers is 4, which means you can carry 4 floppers at once. Slurpfish are similar to floppers, healing for 50 after 1 second of actually eating the fish. However, that 50 HP can be applied to both your white health and shields, making it more versatile. The max stack size of slurpfish is 3. There are 5 types of slurpfish currently in the game. The main one is the blue slurpfish, which can be found anywhere with any rod at any time. The yellow slurpfish can also be found with any rod at any time, however only in swamp areas. Purple slurpfish is exclusive to mountainous areas with no other restrictions. Then the black slurpfish can only be found in coastal areas at nighttime. And lastly, the white slurpfish, arguably one of the most difficult fish to find, is only found in swamp areas at nighttime with a pro fishing rod. Next up is the spicy fish, which is unique in that it gives you the same speed effect that a chili gives you when you consume it. Unlike the chili though, it only lasts for 45 seconds, but it heals you for a total of 15 rather than 5 HP. The max stack size of spicy fish is 3, and the most common type of spicy fish is the molten spicy fish, which can be found at any location on the map. The remaining 4 all have a dedicated region, however. The drift spicy fish is found in forest areas, the white spotted spicy fish is in mountainous areas, the southern spicy fish in swamp areas, and the sky blue spicy fish in coastal areas. All of these can be found at any time of the day with any type of fishing rod. The hot flopper is another unique fish, as consuming it gives you the same low gravity factors as hot rocks that Dusty did back in chapter 1 season 4. Just like the spicy fish, the hot flopper effect lasts 45 seconds and it heals you for 15 HP. The max stack size of hot floppers is 3. The drift hot flopper is the most common and can be found in any area of the map. The coho hot flopper can only be found in forest areas, the chin hook hot flopper in swamp areas, and chum hot flopper in coastal areas. These are all at any time of the day and with any type of rod. However, the Atlantic hot flopper is found in mountainous areas, but it requires a pro fishing rod, but still can be found at any time of the day. Just make sure they have a pro fishing rod. That's for the Atlantic hot flopper. Jellyfish are pretty much just a slightly nerfed chug splash. They heal you for either 20 HP or shields, and also the people around you in a small area. They're very similar to chug splashes, and they're also the same rarity. The max stack size is 3 though rather than 6. The slope jellyfish is the basic type, and it can be found at any location on the map at any time with any rod. The colored jellyfish can only be found in swamp areas, and the purple jellyfish can only be found in coastal areas. The peely jellyfish can only be found in mountainous areas, and it additionally requires a pro fishing rod, just like the Atlantic hot flopper that I just mentioned before. The dark vanguard jellyfish is unique and can only be found during the night time. However, you can find it with any rod at anywhere in the map, just make sure it's the night time. Shieldfish is just like a better shield potion. No, seriously, it's just a shield potion that takes 1 second to use instead of 5, and it's also easy to find, especially if you have a boat or the mythic gauntlets. Its max stack size is 3, once again just like the shield potion. The black and blue shieldfish is the standard and can be found anywhere on the map at any time with any rod, and the same applies to the light blue shieldfish. The black striped shieldfish can only be found in coastal areas, and the green shieldfish can only be found in forest areas. The pink shieldfish can be found anywhere, however it requires a pro fishing rod, and that pink shieldfish can also be found any time of day. The thermalfish is currently the only legendary fish in the game. Consuming it turns everything black and white from your point of view, and enemies glow bright white, allowing you to pinpoint their location from further away. Like the other fish to give you effects, it lasts for 45 seconds and heals you 15 HP, however it only has a max stack size of 2 since it's legendary. The purple and orange thermalfish is the most common and can be found anywhere at any time with any rod. The silver thermalfish can also be found anywhere at any time, but it requires a pro fishing rod. Both the green thermalfish and the red and green thermalfish are only in forest areas with no other restrictions. The raven thermalfish is another tough one to find, only spawning in coastal areas and you can only find it with a pro fishing rod. Small fries are pretty much the boundaries of fish. They heal for 25 health up to a maximum of 75 and can be stacked up to sizes of 6. They're unique because you can't get them from normal fishing spots and instead you have to get them from fishing out in open water. The light blue small fry, tan small fry, and the purple top small fry can all be found anywhere at any time with either a normal or a pro fishing rod. The black small fry can only be found at night time but anywhere on the map, whereas the blue small fries can only be found in coastal areas at any time. There are only 2 leaked fish currently in the game files, however there's a fair amount of information about them. First off, the Midas flopper will be very rare to find, although not quite as rare as the mythic fish. Consuming it will turn all your items in your inventory to legendary. The Vendetta flopper has a max stack size of 2, and consuming it will mark a nearby enemy close to you as if you shook someone down. However, this will work in solos too, even when people don't have teammates to shake. It's unknown if this will only happen to one player, if there's a limit to how far it goes, or if it's to all players that are in close proximity to you. So for my favourite / the best fishing spot in the game, it's going to have to be the small island northwest of Froggy Cliffs. It's amazing for fishing and just a decent landing spot overall. Many fishing spots spawn in a close area around the island, and there are multiple fishing barrels around the island for chances of getting harpoons and pro fishing rods. There are also 3 boat spawns, all of which can be used to blow up the fishing spots. There's nearby metal, so you can harvest 100 of each material and then upgrade a standard rod to a pro rod if you're trying to catch a few of the more difficult fish. Anyway, that's going to be all for this video. Once again, if you did find this helpful and entertaining in some way, please leave a like and subscribe. And also, please do give me feedback on this video because it's quite different from the content that I normally make, and I'd like to know what I went well with and what I can improve on, stuff like that. Last but definitely not least, don't forget to use code Kanga to fund the item shop if you'd like to support me as a creator. But yeah, that's it for this one, and I'll see you all next time. See ya.